the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be a great matchup between the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
It is a city that traditionally gets much less snow than its Buckeye State rival up in Cleveland, but we are under a thick blanket of the white stuff here at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. On the other side of the field for the visiting Patriots, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll have Jimmy G calling the shots. Grew up in the northern suburbs of Chicago, went to Eastern Illinois. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And the tight end, Zach Ertz, is key in this offense as we get a look at the starters.
Comes out of the factory known as Stanford, which keeps putting out tight ends. Zach Ertz, one of the better ones we've seen in recent years.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out to Roberts here on the quick pass. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything, so it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Sherrills to return it. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on a 6-yard return. And the Patriots take over. So out comes the Patriots offense as they'll get their first shot at things here. They'll be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback, who was the 2017 Heisman Trophy winner, as most of you know, and that's Baker Mayfield.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that, and it's 2nd down. Now let's give you a look here at the New England offense.
And every time I spotlight Frank Gore, who turned 36, and man, I feel worse about myself. Fantastic physical condition, a 5-time Pro Bowler, and one of the top runners in NFL history.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Here's Frank Gore, the veteran who sits 3rd all-time in rush yards. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. We'll look now at our starting defense. They're right around the middle of the pack, number 15 in the NFL against the run.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Mayfield, and that's complete to Gates. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a first down. Mayfield to throw it. They go with a screen to Gore. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A good first down call as the screen play gets him 9. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They run. It's Gore. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. That was shades of Tennessee Volunteer football back in the 80s with Charles Davis coming up from the secondary to make the tackle for a loss.
You mean my teammates doing that, right? Because they would tell you, my coach would say, where's that tape? I want to see that. But how about the complete package there? Not just playing the pass, but being a willing tackler and making a really nice play.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game. And there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock. Very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. A quick look here at the Patriot defense.
Eric Reid is a safety that you can use all over on defense, both in the box as a tackler and back deep as a cover man.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. They've had touchdowns on both of their drives thus far, but now they face a 3rd and long. To throw is Garoppolo. He finds Roberts, complete. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
They'll run it with Johnson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. Completes it to Benjamin. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A 14-yard pickup. That's 14 yards on 2 straight plays. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. David Johnson with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And it's now a 7-0 game. That time a 6-play drive. And it's David Johnson who provides the capper as he scores on the touchdown run. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Now on second down, this is Gore. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. On third down, Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on third down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Desmond King back deep. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 15. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out first and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
There is no doubt that Geno Atkins is really strong and stout at the point of attack. But I love his suddenness, the ability to make plays, to be in one spot, and then he's gone. And into the offensive backfield, he's a heck of a player.
And there, a big TFL tackle for loss.
Hard to believe that his father, Gene Atkins, was an NFL defensive back. He's bred this big defensive tackle.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. A first scoring update now from Carolina. And it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Mayfield. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. They work again from the 38 on second and 10. Here's Gore now, running out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. And he connects with Ebron. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
First down, Mayfield. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, we keep stats on everything, don't we? This is one that you don't want to have. That's his second drop right here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say, only in the first quarter. Certainly a ship that he wants to right quickly. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
On second down, Johnson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Screen play, Johnson. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's fourth. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. On first down, it's Gore. He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. From the 36, Mayfield, and this is incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, and it's third down. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. Pretty good location there on that throw.
It really was, wasn't it? That was likely one where the receiver was either going to catch it or no one. Really good decision. And, boy, what a catch and move right there.
And a tough spot to get it over the middle. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there, but it'll be second down. On second down now, Gore. And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals 44. New England on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Gore, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Now Mayfield on 4th down. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. The backup Rob Kelly, his first carry. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. On second down, it's Kelly.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gore. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And Elliott puts this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points there gets them a bit closer, but you can bet there's probably some guys on that sideline, Charles, thinking we deserve a better play.
No doubt, Brandon. Those 2 misses earlier are kind of hanging over them right about now. In a tight one like this, if those are makes, then obviously this is a completely different game.
This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Around the NFL, they're into the second quarter in the Meadowlands. It's now a 2-touchdown lead there for the Dolphins. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. That goes for a gain of 31.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Watch the screen.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. And he will find a man here as Thomas comes open. First catch for last year's NFL catch leader, and it's a 1st down. Garoppolo, 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10 on the ground. This is Johnson. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
52 to Mike, boy. 52. Let's go.
On 2nd and 7, Garoppolo. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler Michael Thomas was the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And they'll get to him short of the 1st down at about the 16. Just a 5-yard pickup, but it leads to 4th down. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 33. And Lambo will put this one through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Mayfield on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sean Lee able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
They run with Gore out of the shotgun. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 3rd and long for Mayfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Here's Logan Cook now. as he'll punt it away for the second time. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there, and that'll bring up second down.
Brings up second and 10.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Here we go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. How about the safety, Minka Fitzpatrick, swooping in for the sack? Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble, because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Mayfield looks to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On the counter, Gore. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for New England. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Getting set to go again, we get a peek at Kelvin Benjamin as he heads back out there now. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Anthony Brown right there to knock it away. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Frank Gore and company trotting back out there as they get set to go again on offense. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock. But barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. Throwing, Mayfield. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And again, it's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for New England. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. He finds Roberts, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Here we go. It's 2nd and 8 at the 41.
They go to Johnson again. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Garoppolo looks to throw. And now Garoppolo lost the football.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Back to the workhorse today, right through that defensively, as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that, got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. But the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Now the pass brought in by Roberts. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Johnson running right. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. He gets it to Thomas. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Johnson on the counter. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Johnson.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they ended up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. The kick by Lambeau is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Patriots offense now. They work their way back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Gore. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Gore again here on 1st down. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And this carry number 20 for Frank Gore. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. Got his man there complete to Gallup. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That'll be a New England 1st down, a gain of 12.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes, when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Now a man open down the middle of the field. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Mayfield. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Justin Houston in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
I remember throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Mayfield on play action. Well, the pressure gets to him again. Al Woods has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Here's Logan Cook now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Now there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Geno Atkins, the Pro Bowler, in there on the stop. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Come on, QB, come on.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkout bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. And his throw is incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Mayfield down. Now Mayfield lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for New England. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And Kelvin Benjamin's got it. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Hey, here we go. Tighten up. Pull it together.
On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football. Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
They're on to the 4th quarter now, by the way, at Bank of America Stadium in Carolina. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Bengals getting set to go. Now, listen, it's a team game. We know that. But where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? So they take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again. But on offense, they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. And you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Preston Brown. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. And it's never going to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. To throw, it's Garoppolo. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Single, slot.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Going for it all. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Baker Mayfield leads the offense out for their next possession. With his guys trailing here in the fourth, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near-perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
He'll try and run it. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
At the 29-yard line.
Here's Mayfield. A quick throw, but incomplete. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now it's Gore. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Well, the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well. And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Mayfield on 4th down. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's 2nd down. A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Al Woods in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Mayfield looks to throw to the right side to Eric Ebron.
Let's go.
They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. On 3rd down, they'll run with Gore. makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. The kick by Elliott is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position. With all 3 timeouts, I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
You got nothing.
Now Johnson. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here we go, here we go. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Check.
Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. He finds an opening past the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down. His longest run of the game right there, and a pretty good time for it. A huge 3rd down conversion late.
Love the mindset. Love the way he flipped the switch late in the game, needed a big run, and helped produce it with great leverage from the offensive line. But you also know what happens, too. The defense stacks the line. So if you can break through that first barrier, there's usually plenty of room to run.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Out to Roberts here on the quick pass. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. Johnson. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
Dashing through the snow. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. David Johnson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Lambo to add on the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's David Johnson who provides the capper as he scores on the touchdown run. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Mayfield and the offense now. Down by 2 touchdowns, 35 seconds to go. And they're in danger of a third straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10.
20. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Oh, here we go. Oh.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. Ebron with it over the middle.
Let's go.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Mayfield trying to get him up to the line as fast as he can. To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield, and that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Kenny Moore that time there on the coverage. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. He's going to let it fly. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Cincinnati, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for New England, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll try again next week at home against New England. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.